Hey SlayBaes, hey. I know that closet purging is one of those parts of the process of the slay transformation that most of my clients absolutely dread, but it is super critical and pivotal for the slay transformation. So what I'm prepared to do for you today, because last year you guys went gaga over me literally going through the things that I'm purging from my closet going into the fall season. So I am going to do it again with you here. As you can see, I have lots to purge, but I think what is great about this video, if you continue watching, is you'll get to really go into my pro style head and see how I make decisions, see what my process is to filter and make sure that I'm holding on to things that are serving me and releasing those that don't. And I think it's going to actually give you an opportunity to soak up my techniques and my strategies so that you can apply them for yourself. If you're ready to learn how to purge your closet like a pro, stay tuned. Get ready, get set, let's slay. All right, sis, so before we get too knee deep in this process, I do want to welcome anyone that is new here to the channel. I appreciate you being here and joining us here in the Slay by Shay all day community. And if you're wondering what this channel is all about, it's about sipping that content tea, hunty, that is transform, elevate, and attract. So real quick, if you love the content that you're seeing and are about to see, make sure you go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. Returning SlayBaes, hey girl, hey. Now I bust out the tea because I want to give you a little bit of tea before I just start going into these piles and such. And the first bit of tea I want to give you is I do have a process. There is a method to the madness. So real quick, if you haven't watched my closet cleanse process with my client, a few months back I was in Houston with her and we did a front to back closet cleanse. And I would love, if you love this content from today's video, then you're gonna love to watch that as well, because I'm actually with her in her wardrobe and we're going piece by piece making decisions for her closet. So with that being said, I will walk you through what my process is and methodology and share with you some of the things that I utilize with my clients. First up is the 3D process. That's what I call it, 3D in real life, and there are 3Ds. So the first one is declutter, which I've already kind of done. All right, but a part of the declutter process is to actually remove all of the items, try them on, see if they pass the 5-question test, which I'm going to put up and you can review it. And if they do pass the 5-question test, then you're likely okay to keep it. But if it doesn't pass the 5-question test, then it's probably over here. And you'll see we have different patterns and different flows with life that we go through where, from one stage and phase of our life to the next, we may be getting rid of things for different reasons. It could be because of weight loss, weight gain, career change, move, lifestyle change, so many different things that affect us as midlife stylish women. So all right, y'all, so if you're ready to dig in, I hope you took note of the 5-question test, the 5-question filter that you should be keeping in mind for each item. It's real important to know that during the declutter process with my clients, I give them worksheets so that they can prep before I come. So a lot of this I just know by experience and expertise, but for them, I help them with an actual worksheet to walk them through the process. So I'm going to go ahead and start with shoes because I want to put them in the bottom of the bag that I'm going to either use for a sip, swap, and slay that I have coming up next month or for donations. So speaking of that, I have my 2 bags ready. The brown bag is going to be for donations and the blue bag is going to be for the sip, swap, and slay event. Now, I can't take everything to the Sip, Swap, and Slay event because we're only supposed to take so many items. So that's why I'm separating them, because I want to send my best pieces over to the Sip, Swap, and Slay event and then have the rest of the pieces already ready to go to Goodwill, Salvation Army, and some of the other local organizations that I support with my donations. I think I'm gonna go, I said I'm gonna start with the shoes. Duh. I want to do these purges at least twice a year, going into the spring and going into the fall. So I didn't really have a lot of items, but I do have some. So at the top of the list are some booties that I had. I love booties still, okay, because they really are great with dresses, with skirts, with long slacks and jeans. Like, booties are so multi-dimensional, especially in the fall and winter. Love, love, love them. But these are starting to feel a bit outdated for me, okay? So that's why I am getting rid of these. So my first pair are these right here. They, Lord, I had these for a long, long time. I loved on these real good, okay? real good. I loved the perforated suede. Like, it was just, they were just a moment. But I think it's time. I'm just ready to move on to something else, maybe a different type of heel, maybe a different type of texture. I'm into suede this season, but I don't know if I want the perforated. I don't know. I just feel like it's time to keep it pushing. So I am going to, actually, I'm going to put these in my donations over here. Next few, this one I did really love when I first got these. I may have worn them twice though. And I think it's because the color, that blush color, I don't know if you guys remember a couple of years back where this blush color was like the color of the season. And I did have a lot of things that I could pair with it. Not a lot, but some things I could pair with it at the time. But I'm just not feeling non-neutral animal print. And actually, snakeskin is trending hard right now as an alternative to cheetah print and other animal prints, but I just don't like the blush color on this. So I'm gonna actually put this over here for my Slay sisters, those who may want to rock that. And this is more of a natural color booty that's in the snakeskin print, but I don't know if you can tell on screen, but baby, I definitely gave these their wear, okay? So it's really time to let these go. I love these because they were super comfortable, low heel. I love the cutout right here, or cut down, if you will. I just loved a lot of things about this, but it's just time to move on for me. So I'm gonna put these over here. Yeah, I don't even know what I was thinking. These are like a sock booty situation in blush color. What? I don't know. And the funny thing is, these are Charles by Charles David. So they weren't cheap shoes. And I remember when they came out and I seen them on the model and I seen them online, I just had to have these. And I got them and was not as obsessed as I thought I would be. So, I mean, that's the reason. I'm gonna give somebody else an opportunity to really love on them because I really haven't. I mean, I never wore them. Look at that, crazy. We'll find a new loving home. These were super cute. I don't know if you all remember when the bow was like a crazy trend, probably 3 years ago. And these were super soft, very comfortable, great for a girls' night out or date night. Vince Camuto, very nice brand. Did wear them for sure, but I didn't wear them as much as I thought I would. And honestly, I don't see myself wearing them going into the next spring and summer. So I'm gonna go ahead and donate these to the Sip and Swap. Now, that brings up another question because I have a couple of slides here that I want to share with you as well. The question that I often get is, should I only purge items that are in the season that I'm going into? And I say, not necessarily. I think if you can, right? If you can, go ahead and take a look at everything in your wardrobe. But if you can't, then, and the reason I say this is because you're just coming out of a season. So literally, I'm just coming out of summer, right? So I know what I wore and what I didn't wear this past spring and summer. So I'm fresh on thoughts of, am I really gonna wear this again? Why didn't I wear it this just a month ago or 2 months ago when I had all of these things going on, right? Like I'm freshly knowledgeable about why I did or didn't pick something up to wear. And then it's also, of course, it's good going into a season because you can reflect back on the things that you see and say, you know what? I didn't wear this last year or the year before. I'm probably not gonna wear it this year. I'm not feeling it. I'm, looking forward and towards other fun, fascinating things. So it, gives you a really great filter for that as well. So I say, if it's going to be too overwhelming for you to look at your entire closet, don't just look at the season you're going into. But if not, go through the entire thing. Hence, I came across these sandals that, as you can see, I never wore, that I'm just like, I'm over this design, over this aesthetic. So I definitely will be donating these or taking these to the swap party. Now this pair I did love on as much as I possibly could. What do I mean by that? Well, they are not the most comfortable, okay? Super cute for the spring and summer. Goes with a lot of things, very feminine, very glam, great for vacations, all the things, but they just were not, they were kind of hard for me. They just weren't super comfortable. So maybe someone, maybe with a smaller size or more narrow foot could really enjoy these. So that's why these are being released right now. Then we have some loafers. Now loafers are highly trending for this coming season. It's just that these feel very 5-6 year yesteryear-ish. So that's why I'm going to be going ahead and donating these as well. And I think I had, yes, 2 more pairs of dressy sandals. So this is a pair of dressy sandals that I absolutely love. This is when, whoo baby, look at that heel. Well, I could do a heel, hunty. I could rock a heel. Yeah, these are just no longer comfortable. These were Sam Edelman. And then I don't like the large stones on the front. That's just not my aesthetic anymore. So that's why I am donating these. But I did love on them. I really did. Now these are still in the dust bag because these were not, these were some high quality date night, girls night out shoes. Super strappy, black leather, beautiful Italian leather. I think they were Iro, yes. So an investment pair of sexy sandal pumps, but definitely not as comfortable as I had hoped. I wore them a few times, okay? So not, you know, definitely not a waste of money, but it's just time for someone else to be blessed by these. So I am going to put them back in the dust bag and take them onto the swap. All right, moving right along to bottoms. So I have a few pair of jeans here. These are a pair of black jeans with a Merlot or cranberry stripe down the side. I really tried to give these a big chance. These are velvet hard denim. These were some nice jeans. I want to say I got them from a Nordstrom's anniversary sale or something like that. The fit was good. I mean, like, I didn't hate these. I really didn't hate them. I just didn't wear them. I don't know what it was. It could be that I just was non-responsive to the color stripe down the side. I don't know, but they're going to be moving on for sure. These are another pair of jeans that are more of the skinny variety, which is something that I'm just not in the era of right now. So I am passing these on. These are Wit and Wisdom. I'm pretty sure I got these at Nordstrom. Anyway, I'm just gonna see if I can bless someone else with these as well. And then these I actually picked up from a brand deal that just didn't fit in a flattering way for me. Nice cropped wide leg, light to medium wash. They didn't give me the vibe that I thought they were going to give me from the website. So, and then like I said, like the fit in the crotch area was just off for me. So yeah, and they're brand new. I never wore them out. So this is going to be a great find for someone in the swap party as well. Yeah, I guess at one point I was into sequin skirts, and this one still has a tag on it. And even on clearance, it was $50. So, I mean, like, really nice. But do y'all remember when the sequence was like, goes the 2 ways or whatever? That's what this was, although it didn't go a different color. But really cute during the holidays. That's what I had envisioned it for, is like a holiday dinner dance party, something like that, something cute, where you can dress it up with a pretty blouse or a blazer, or you could wear a bodysuit and a moto jacket or something like that. I don't know, but it never got worn. So this was the last season that I was gonna allow it to take up precious real estate in my closet. This is another one. I actually picked this up from Target because I needed something red. Has this sexy split up the front. I wanted something red for Scarlet Night on the Virgin Cruise, the first one that we went on. And I've worn it a couple of times, but I just don't foresee me wearing it again. So, and I even did a video in it. So I've worn it for Valentine's Day, I've worn it for the cruise, and I may have worn it during the holidays, but that's about it. I mean, it's just had its day for me, and I don't see myself wearing it again. So that's the thing, ladies. I mean, you can have something perfectly beautiful, right, and still wearable, in your closet, but it's just, if it's not speaking to you in some form of fashion, you're two things. One, you're taking up precious real estate in your closet, and then two, you could be blessing somebody else with the opportunity to love on it as well. All right, so we bring ourselves, is this the last? I think this is the last bottom to these. I'm laughing, but you know what? I super love these and wore these a lot, but yeah, they're that shiny pleather Spanx legging, if you all remember this. It had its day, hunty. I mean, it absolutely did. I actually were gifted these because these were about $100, $125 when they came out, and I was in love. I really was, but I got my wear out of them, so I am going to take them to the sip swap and slay party, because here's the other thing, you can get creative with things like this. I mean, if you for Halloween wanted to go as Catwoman or something like that, like this would be an amazing piece to do that for. Now that I mention it, see how we talk ourselves into keeping stuff by just being creative minded about how somebody else could use it. I'm not doing that though. So we're gonna go ahead and put this in the swap and slay, or sip swap and slay bag. So please do not ask me why, but this is the kind of stuff, right? Like the kind of goings-ons that be going on in these closets. Who, where, and why did I think that this was gonna happen? I don't even know. But it's completely sheer down the side. Like, my husband was not about to let me go out to nowhere's, nobody's nothing in this. Maybe I could have worn it anniversary night or something like that, but anyway, the fit ain't right. Ain't nothing right about it. Still got the tag still on it. Nothing right about it for me. It's a little too risque for me personally. So yes, I would definitely will be taking that to the swap party. Here is one of actually my favorite summer dresses from a couple of years ago. Got this at Target. Loved the punch of color. I've worn this with vests, with denim jackets, with hats, with sneakers, with so many different things. Amazing dress, but like I said, I've had enough wear out of it, so I'm like, I'm good, right? So someone else can be blessed by that. I will say that that's something that you have to think about as well. I don't know how much we talked about this, maybe on some of my other closet cleanse videos you can go and watch, but I talk about what's called CPW, which is cost per wear. And so basically the concept is that however much you pay for a piece, depending on how many times you actually wear that's what the cost per wear is. So if that dress, which it wasn't, but let's just say that dress was $100 and I wore it 4 times, then the cost per wear was $25. So it's the equivalent of me finding 4 $25 dresses, but only having one dress and just, remixing it, right, every time I wear it. So I'm always encouraging my clients to purchase things that have high possibility of a great CPW. All right, so this number, baby, like, she done hung around for a minute, but I've definitely had her about 4 years. Loved her initially, loved the ombre of the color palette. It was just everything to me. I wore it as a dress, I wore it as a skirt, so many different things, but again, no longer my style aesthetic, and I quite frankly did get my CPW out of it. This next number is, you know how it's always good to have a great all white situation. So this was one of those all white party dresses that I bought a few years back. Of course, it was for like the heat of the summer. Beautiful dress. Had a really nice cutout in the back, hid in that like really feminine part of the back. I love this dress, but I've worn it a couple of times and I'm good. And I have a lot of other, not a lot, but I have several other all white party options that I haven't had a lot of rotation out of. So I'm reserving those for next year and for years to come. Now this dress I actually got at the last sip and swap. I didn't have time because I was so busy hostessing to actually try it on. So I was a little bummed because when I got it home and I tried it on, as super cute as it is, I envision myself in it for vacation, and it's a great chocolate, which we know, chocolate is trending. And it has a great back to it. I mean, I really love this dress, but it just did not fit me in a flattering way because of the girls. So I am going to have to recycle this back into the swap party. So hopefully someone comes around who it looks much better and much more flattering on. Let's move to some of these tops and blouses. Not a lot here. Y'all listen, this was one of my faves. BCBG. So you all remember, like, if you really wanted to step it up and elevate some of your pieces and you had like an edgy, sophisticated style, BCBG was the lick, right? And I'm not here to say that it's not. I just don't frequent it as much as I used to. But this was one of my birthday fits. Yes, love this. And what I loved so much about it was just like the cool edgy details. You know, I like to have a little shine, a little pop. But then, girl, it had the sleeves that you could tie on. So if you wanted it to be sleeveless, it could be, but you also could tie the sleeve on, right, and do a bow at the top, and then it would still have openness at the bottom. This right here was everything. Love the asymmetry of it, love the shine, so many details. But yeah, I've been seeing enough times in it, and it's definitely had its day for me. So I am sharing that with someone who can love on it. And then this one, I loved wearing this. Again, got my full CPW out of this and then some. I wore this a lot on live videos and Zoom calls, things like that during the holidays or for special occasions, because it just has a really beautiful sheen and shine to it and it's very festive. So really loved it. And it was complimentary to my shape because it, you know, isn't super fitted, and it draws the eye upward because of the V-neck. Like, it just did all the right things. It's time to move on and find something to replace it. And lastly, I have this bodysuit that again has done me well over the years. It's only been a few years though for this one. Love, love, love this color. Has a really cute like twist at the one shoulder. Really lovely. But I'll say this again, like when it comes to undergarments with things that have such a clingy fabric, it can be a little hard to camouflage your undergarments. And I think that was the one thing that kind of turned me off about this, was that part. So I am going to be sharing this with someone who can make really good use of it. Maybe now I do have some more blouses that were actually on the hangers that I decided in the 11th hour that I wanted to purge as well. So you're gonna actually see like almost instant assessment of these pieces. All right, so for this one, I just feel like it's dated for me. Really cute piece and very nice quality. Got this from Express. Love the sparkle, great for the holidays. Just doesn't feel like me anymore. So definitely will be donating that number. And this is another one. Y'all, why does this look like something that Judy Jetson will wear? Okay, not even. What was her mom's name? Put that in the comments if you remember Judy Jetson's mom. Did it start with an M? I can't remember. But look at this. What was I thinking? But yeah, even the color. Remember, I told you I was into that blush, hunty. But yeah, I'm not feeling it. It doesn't feel as refined and elevated as where I'm going, right? The future Slay by Shay. So there's that. This girl, again, I'm evolving, okay? Love, love, love this. And this was from Venus, y'all. I did get my wear out of this for sure. Wore this with jeans, mostly with jeans. I may have worn it with a skirt and some slacks, but mostly with jeans. Really cute and festive for the holidays, for New Year's especially. I'm gonna put that in the swap because somebody might really appreciate that. But it's just, again, I've gotten my wear out of it and it's no longer a love for me, because it is all about the love, honey, right? Like, you have to love. That's one of the questions. Here is a black and white cheetah print button down. Never, as you can see the tag, never wore this. Bought this from Ever Eve, and it's a perfectly beautiful, oh, look at that. You see that stripe there with the mustard yellow? This is great. I hope someone picks this up from the swap. This is a dope piece. I don't know why I didn't wear it, but I didn't. And I looked over it at least 2, if not 3 years in a row. So I just have to be real with myself, right? I have to be real with myself and give it a new loving home. This, another animal print, cheetah print situation. Really flattering if you are like an apple shape, or de-emphasizing if you have larger breasts like myself. I love the bat wing on this. It's very flattering, very relaxed, and feminine. I wore it probably, I don't know, 3 times. So I've gotten my wear out of it. Things like this with a nice fun print are great for if you are, again, on Zoom calls a lot, or doing things live on social media, because like it really draws your eye in. It's just time for me to move on from it. That's all. This next little number is a bodysuit, and I actually love this too. I love so much about the design of this. When I was rocking it, I loved the puff shoulders, and it was just really, really a beautiful fit. It has that super flattering wrap style to it, and the fact that it is a bodysuit was amazing. So it looked awesome with jeans and with shorts and skirts. It's just, I've again, that blush color, y'all. I went in on the blush, didn't I? So it's just time to share this out. I think I got this from Nordstrom, so really great quality as well. Another button down. Reminds me of Kwame. Who remembers Kwame? Who is a Gen X for real out there? I love this polka dot when I first seen it, but I never wore it. So I think it told me something about the fact that I can appreciate the polka dot print, but I'm just not a polka dot girl, right? Tag still on it, as you can see. So there's that. Next up is the, this I really loved, and I wore this several times. So that's, I think, part of why I'm like, okay, it's time to move on from this. It doesn't give you all the things on the hanger, like you really have to see it on, but it's super flattering. It cinches at the waist, like so good. The balloon sleeves is very romantic, very boho chic, looks great with just about any bottom that you pair with it. This is from ASOS, and I love this. I love this. In fact, this is a hard one to let go, but again, not so hard. Knowing what I know about where I'm trying to go, and that, honestly, you have to make room for the blessings. I tell my clients all the time, like, you can't keep holding on to this stuff. There's a element of, when we sometimes go through this process of feeling depleted, of feeling this raw scarcity type of reaction, and I understand that, but at the same time, you have to look at what the benefit can possibly be. Like, God is not going to open up more blessings for you if you are presenting as though you have everything that you need. And so while we are hoarding and keeping all of these things just for the sake of saying, look at all the things I have, that is not making room for the new, evolved 2.0 you. So that is what this is really all about. All right, so this little number, I don't think I ever wore this either. I didn't. I think I was self-conscious about what was going to be going on up here, and that it wasn't going to be as flattering as I thought it was going to be. So this was a Target piece. I never wore it. Look, still tag. So I'm never here to scold you or my clients, because we all fall into some of these same traps, right? I get it. I understand. I recognize, which is why I can coach, because I've done this process with over 100 women, right? Here's a bodysuit. Love this. When I got it, I thought it was so striking, so cool. Again, it's a bodysuit, so you can wear this with jeans or slacks, a skirt. I just felt like it was so flattering with the wrap style, but it's now something about the graphic contrast of the black and white that I don't like as much. It feels a little dated to me, like color blocking, which is not as modern. I think we are now more in a monochromatic era, or maybe I'm just more in a monochromatic era as opposed to color blocking. So that's why it's a pass on for me, but for someone else, it may be exactly what they're looking for. This, I really love this. Again, on camera, it presents so well. It's super flattering, cinches in the waist, has a little tie. Loved it. But now I've worn it so many times. I've seen myself in a lot of times. And the print, it doesn't feel as fresh anymore for me. So that's why this one is a go for me. This one, honestly, I don't know why I've held on to this for so long. Where did I get this? Target, long time ago. It has this boho chic type of vibe to it. Nothing wrong with it. I did get my CPW out of this though. Okay, so maybe that's a part of it. I'm not sure, but it is time for it to find a new home. So I will be donating this piece as well. Then we have this sweater. I just think I just actually wore this sweater last season. It's just, I was just being honest with myself as I was going through real quick, and I'm like, I don't think I'll wear it again. Like, I fully got my CPW out of it. Love the design of it. It is, you know, for us busty girls, this is a great distraction, a puffy shoulder, something to bring the eye up from the bust line area. And then of course the wrap style, and then the tie, like all of it does so many awesome things to shape, whether you're a rectangle shape or an inverted triangle. It really does a great balancing act. It's just, I'm tired of it, and I know that going into this next season I'm probably not going to get any wear out of it, so let's bless someone else. And this, do y'all remember this when they had these cutout tops? And I was like, oh my gosh, that fits my aesthetic of edgy and cool and streetwear and all the things. And I did wear multiple times, and like I said, on camera, it really did show well. This green is one of my colors for sure because I have olive in my skin, but I just don't see myself wearing it anymore. I feel like it's a dated style. That's the thing about trends, is like when you see these types of designs and things that peak up as trends, hopefully you don't pay too much money for them. You get as much wear out of them as you can while they're trending, so that when they're not trending, you don't feel remorseful about donating them and releasing them from your closet. Right, looks like the last sweater top blouse situation I have is this one. This one is really, it was really cute. This was when the cutouts were really, you know, popping. And then I don't know if you remember, there was a phase where these big chain links were like you've seen them everywhere, on shoes, on jackets, earrings, bracelets, the whole thing. But to me, it's just not giving elevated enough for me. And if nothing else, this cheap kind of clinking noise, like it ain't it. It ain't it for me. So yeah, so I'm just gonna have to release this, and just because it's just not going in the same direction as okay. So we're done with tops, bottoms, dresses, shoes. Now we just have jackets, sweaters, and blazers. All right, y'all, so this blazer is, first of all, it still got the tag on it, okay? I think where I went wrong with this blazer is I may have gotten it on the back end of the trend, and I was like, oh, you know what? I can always use a nice gray, heather gray blazer, neutral color, nice quality. And I love the animal print lining and all of that. But I ended up hating this. You see that, where it does that cinching in the elbow? Like, I much rather do my own zhuzhing, is what I call it. I much rather do that myself than have it sewn in. That just feels very style lazy, if you will. And so it's not for me. I know for some people they love that because they don't have to worry about zhuzhing themselves, but it's a really dated technique and style. So well, for me it is. So I actually, when I seen it in my class, I was like, what am I still doing with this? I don't know how it got through, but at any rate, definitely donating this number. This one, classic chic, but not me. Who told me to get this in the first place? I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know. What was on my mind? What was on my mind? I have no idea. I never wore this. I don't know if maybe I thought I was going to be hosting a charity event or something. I don't know. This is crazy to me how it even got in my closet. It is so not my style, but I can see it, right? Like, I can totally see it with the right thing, with the right accessories. It's just not for me, okay? It is absolutely not for me. So I definitely will be donating this number. These blazers are twins of different colors. So I have a gray one and I have this cream one. They're both this notch lapel. So there was an era, there was a time, a phase where I liked the clean lines of not having a lapel. right? I like the simplicity of no lapel. And this was right up my alley. And I think I got them both because it was a Nordstrom anniversary sale and they had a really great deal on them. So I got them in both neutral colors because I was like, oh my gosh, I can do so many things with this. Versatility, CPW, blah, blah, blah. But I mean, I have not worn them. This was probably in 2020, 2019, maybe even 2018. And since I'm not in corporate anymore, it's just not worth the space, the precious real estate in my closet to keep both of these. So I'm definitely going to be donating them. These are great staples for any boss chick's wardrobe. It's not for me anymore. So this is perfect if you have a dress for success near you, and you have corporate clothes, business clothes. I would highly recommend them as a place that you consider to donate those items because they are needed. They are absolutely needed by women who are getting their lives back on track and need to get back into the workplace. I've done some volunteer work with Dress for Success for several years now. I do workshops. I help with sorting things. I help with styling. I've done a lot of work with them over the years and look forward to doing more, but they are a great organization to support when it comes to this. Now, this one I loved when I got, I think this was a Macy's purchase. Apartment 9 is the brand. Again, remember I said I was into blush. This is like a metallic blush situation. I love this. Like this, I know that this has got to be at least 6 years old because I remember wearing this in a big presentation back in 2018, 2019. So I know for sure that it's that old, and it's, you know, it's just time. I don't foresee myself wearing this again. It's a nice wool fabric. It's beautiful, but it's just, you know, for one thing, the color is not speaking to me anymore, and I feel like I got good wear out of it. All right, so you all remember the capes, right? The ones where, I'm gonna put it on so you can see, as if you don't know what it is, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Now I know that this is actually over, what, 6-7 years old as well. Remember this? Right? The cape, the cape blazer. I actually got this at Target back then, and it was by Who What Wear, and I wore it actually in my very first photo shoot for my business as a stylist. And girl, I'm gonna show you some pictures. Like the way I worked that cape blazer was crazy. So it has a lot of memories, and I hate to give it away, and the reason I'm having a moment right now about this is because it does signify something really special in my soul, right? Because that was like my coming out cape blazer, and it means a lot. But at the same time, just like I tell my clients, you're going to come across things that are sentimental in your wardrobe that it's going to be very hard for you to remove yourself from, or to release to someone else, or to donate. But just know that if it serves you, it did its work. If it's no longer serving you, which I'm not wearing it, I'm not going to wear it. If I were ever, well, first of all, it's outdated, but if cape blazers came back around, I would definitely get a new one because I got my full CPW out of that one. But just know that like you're going to have those moments, and that actually brings me to the detox part of the 3D process. So we talked about decluttering, and in the decluttering, we know that we have to ask ourselves the 5 questions. We need to try on things. We need to see how it looks, feels, hangs, ask ourselves the tough questions. But in the detox is where I give and I share and I coach my clients on the mindset of the process. Like, how do you deal with the sentimental pieces? How do you deal with, oh, I want to keep something as my stretch goal because I have goals to lose weight or whatever it is, or oh, this was a gift from someone beloved and I just can't, how do I tell them, or how do I explain that I no longer have that item anymore, or am I being selfish by not keeping something that was given to me as a gift? All of those things, right, swirl around in our heads as we're making these decisions, and sometimes they can be really tough calls. I've seen clients actually get super emotional and release, which is really a good thing. It's not a bad thing, okay? But it is and can be a part of the process, and that's where I come in to help them with dealing with those feelings and emotions. All right, just a few more pieces left, y'all. So here I have a sweater that, not for nothing, there's nothing wrong with it, right? It's a nice crop, beautiful color for me, for my skin, super warm. I just haven't worn it in a couple of seasons. Don't see myself wearing it. I'm not a really big, I don't know, maybe because I have, perimenopausal and I stay warm almost. And I wouldn't say I'm like really getting real bad symptoms or anything like that, but things that are super warm and cozy like this, I tend to take them off pretty quickly. So I just know that I'm not going to get much wear out of this going forward, but it is slightly pre-loved and someone can really, really benefit. Let's go to some of these jackets that I have. This one is like a cape situation, which I think is really, really fabulous. It's in the animal print. Again, so this just shows you all, like, some of you might be like, oh, animal print is back. So some of us keep stuff from when, not a good thing, but keep it from when it once was until it come all the way back around again, and then we get rid of it, right? So this is just something that I wore a couple of times and it was fabulous, don't get me wrong, but I just do not see myself going down this path. For the upcoming season, I'm gonna be more into trenches and things like that. So, and a different type of cape. So I'll be definitely replacing this aesthetic with something a little bit more modern and updated and less loud in terms of the print and color. So that's why I am releasing this, but it's a really, really, really nice piece that's, again, been gently loved. This, I just have so many pieces like it. This olive green, it's light, airy, great for the fall when the temperatures are just starting to drop, but not too much. Perfectly great piece. Got this from Target a while back because it's Knox Rose, but I really love that label a few years back. I don't know if they still carry that line or not, but this was a really cool piece, but I have so many other olive green jackets similar to this. I was like, okay, this one it's time for it to go. And you know, I also have the camo print and the military style jacket. So it's like only so many olive green jackets, all right? So sometimes you do have to make some of the, you know, those decisions too, like how many things do I have that's super similar that I can totally interchange and remix and replay the same thing instead of having 4 variations of a very similar thing. So the good old classic moto jacket, this was halogen, so this came from Nordstrom. It's nice and worn in, but ladies, I tell you, like, I am moving away from this harder leather. I'm feeling like going into the season, even though we wear our clothes, so I'm not buying anything or have any plans to buy anything for the season. This purge really for me is more about making room so I can really, really see what I already have. It's not so much removing things so that I can replace them, but more so like removing things so that I have room to breathe and see, so that maybe deeper into the winter when the sales are going on, I may go out and pick up a few things, or so that I have room when I go into the spring and summer season and take another look and decide where my gaps are and replenish from there. So this one is a really great find. I'm definitely going to share this with my swap sisters at the Sip, Swap, and Slay, because I think somebody will really benefit from that. This one was from Stella & Dodd, which is an impeccable company. You probably hear me talk about them a lot in terms of their design. Women-owned, women-ran company. This had a lot of metallic flecks in it. Loved it. Loved the shape of it. It's just so grown woman chic, right? But now it feels dated to me. And look, it even has the trim in faux leather. It was a beautiful piece. Very warm. Even though the back, you can kind of see through it. It's warm enough and light enough. Remember how I was talking about the other garment earlier? It's warm enough, but it's light enough as well, so you don't feel super hot, but then you also feel covered and comfortable. The last piece, I think this is the last piece. All right, last but not least is this little cape situation. You know what? I think I love this more. I think I love the concept of it more than I did on me. It's very dramatic, don't get me wrong, and you would wear this over a bodysuit, a tank, something that's more form-fitting, so this can be the star. I wore it to a brunch and it was a moment, don't get me wrong, and it's a black denim. I think somebody is going to jump on this and love it. I just, when I ask myself, do you see yourself wearing, it could be because I'm starting to get hot more and I don't like stuff around my neck, I'm not sure, but definitely feel like this is something that could definitely bless somebody else. I'm gonna share this with my swap sisters as well. All right, my love. So listen, we are done. Thank you so much for going through that process with me. Hopefully you learned some really great tips and tricks about how to purge your closet like a pro. Make sure to go back and watch my session that I had with my client on cleansing her closet. It was a lot of fun to see it in action with someone else's wardrobe. Also, I will put a link to these bags that I use. I get them in bulk so that for each season I'm ready to go and I'm ready to separate in an organized way. And I love them. They're really a great quality, but they're not too expensive. The third D of the 3D process is de-stress, and that is where you get into the organizing and the structuring of your closet, making it pretty, turning it into what I call a slay sanctuary. So if you are interested in a closet cleanse experience with yours truly, please let me know in the comments. I will also in the description put a link to schedule a closet cleanse with me virtually if you would like to, or if you're here locally, I do come on site as well. I would love for you to put in the comments what about this process was the big aha moment for you. What techniques, tips, or tricks are you going to incorporate in making sure that your wardrobe is always dialed in and a great reflection of exactly who you are and where you're going. With that, I want to thank you once again for watching. I ask that you like, subscribe, and share this video. And until next time, you know it's good. Slay all day. Oh, and by the way, if you love this little fit, I will do a quick outfit of the day check. So this shirt is a vintage shirt that I bought in Detroit several years ago. Loved it. It says Black Vogue. Love, love, love. And then of course I ripped it up and made it customized for me. So I did a little cutting here. I have a one shoulder like muscle type of situation. And then I cut it in a high-low shape. These pants though, okay, these pants are a super casual version of the horseshoe denim that we've been seeing for multiple seasons. And I love this because they're super comfortable, but I love the really cool, edgy, and elegant details. So first of all, the quality is amazing. There's great flow to them. They're heavy enough, but then also light enough. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's how it's hitting me. Can't wait to wear this to travel in, to beat around, you know, town when I'm running errands and things like that, and still look super fashionable and chic. And then I decided to pair these with some platform sneakers that I have that are super neutral tone, that pick up the rope in the pants and give me just enough lift so that the hemline is not dragging. Although I have tried this on with flats and it does just fine with flats as well. If you have questions, by the way, about the Sip, Swap, and Slay, it is going to be hosted here with a collective lady group of mine on October 11th at 4 p.m. in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I will put a link, if it's available at the time, in the description. So if you're interested in coming to a swap party and bringing your pre-loved items and shopping our pre-loved items, then you are so welcome to come. I would love to meet you, see you, and have a fantastic time. By the way, this is a no beat situation because I don't know many people who cleanse or clean out their closets with a whole full face of makeup. I mean, I know I don't. I don't know about anybody else, but I don't. So that's why you're not getting any beat today. This is kind of what I call my lazy beat. I got on a little SPF tinted with a little blue eyeliner smudge situation and just a quick hint of blush. So that's what you get today.